Welcome to The Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and The Daily Dish.
Good afternoon. It is quite the day. It's Thursday today, right? So today is Thursday. I am wearing my Eternal Optimist t-shirt. Pretty good, right? It's a good little workout shirt. But I thought, you know what? I'm just going to stay in the sweaty workout stuff and just come on down. There's Shauna. I haven't seen you in a while. Juanita's in the house. Catherine, Doris, Elizabeth. Hello. Vicky, Denise, Lucy. Cheryl is in the house. All of my lovelies are just coming on in. I love it. Kimberly Gray, what on earth am I going to do 2 days in a row? Hi, Flynn. Nice to see you. Elizabeth's in the house. Joanne's in the house. Is it going to get better? You know it. You know it's going to get better. Have you ever anticipated a day and just decided, you know what, it's just going to get better? From here, it's just going to get better. And have you noticed that happens? How about that? Hello, Janet. There's Jocelyn. We got the J's in the house. Here comes the H's. Hello, Helen. Glad you're here. You know, we went to a wine tasting dinner last night, and it was absolutely superb. And I told Jenny, I said, I'm just going to eat the hell out of everything. And I did. I ate every last drop. And it was all the things. You know, it was all the things. There was a brie with fig stuff on top. There was oh my gosh, they had a risotto that was off the hook. Everything was amazing. And all these wines, and they were all from an area in France that, and believe me, I have only been to France one time, but it was the area that I was in, the Rhone Valley, the South, the Provence area, Chablis, Burgundy, all those areas. And wow, it was fun to be razzle-dazzle, you know? Every once in a while, something like that is just, you know, I saved up all my bad eating, if you will, my not the usual for this particular thing. So, you know, and then I'm going through my refrigerator today, and I'm saying, now, yay, I can get back on it. I've got all the green things. I've got all the things. Now I'm back on it. It was one meal, you know. I feel really good about that. Back with broke my fast today with a Target trifecta chia pudding, because it is Target trifecta if you do it right, and that's what I did. And very pleased with the whole thing. It was just really fun. Hi, Angie. So much. Yeah, it really was fun. And Jackie's in the house as well. There's my girl, Diane. Yes, it was really something. And people were just very celebratory, you know, and it was fun to not see people running around with masks on, because we don't have masks anymore in North Carolina following the CDC guidelines. And I'm like, yay, let's be real people. That is why I want you to pay attention to your email box. And by the way, you can't pay attention to your email box and get all of our announcements and recipes and newsletter, show notes and everything unless you're signed up for our newsletter. So if you go to savingdinner.com, you'll see how to get on our newsletter. We send you out an email every single day. And in it, there are show notes, recipes, announcements, sneaky deals, sneaky first peeks, and all of that. So check it out. Just go to savingdinner.com and you'll find it. I believe we have a top banner for it. If not, we do have it on the bottom of every single page. So just put your email address in there. We'll take care of the rest, because on September 10th and 11th, we are doing full bloom in person here in Brevard, North Carolina. Isn't that exciting? There will be an early bird special. There will be all kinds of things. We are extraordinarily excited to do this. You know, unless everything gets shut down again and everything, I just do not anticipate that. But the details are coming. You'll have to get them from our emails, and I want you to be the first one on the block to do so. How about that? Hi, Vanessa. I'm glad you're here. We have our supplement of the week. That's really fun to do, by the way. And that's our immunity high five. You can find it at savingdinner.com/show. A lot of research went into this, figuring out what are the best supplements to support your innate immune system. And all the information is there, the science included. And with it, you're also going to get our pressure cooker menus, which are all laid out for you 16 weeks worth. And this is a high value item. Yeah, if you're saying, I just don't have time, well, I'm going to fix that up for you. Hey, Teresa, glad you're here. We can fix that up for you. We know how to shortcut things in the kitchen. That's what we do. That's how we started. We've been here for 20 years. We're going to keep going, right? That's how we support you. I want you to have that. savingdinner.com/show to go get your immunity high five. I want you to start really thinking about, how do I build my immune system? And just building your immune system, supporting it, giving the nutrients it needs. You know what the funny part about that is? You'll find yourself able to better fight allergies and everything. I mean, like the allergy season and the pollen. My son was here and he was just freaking out about the pollen, and it wasn't even bothering me. Once upon a time, it used to. Not anymore. And it's not just because I'm used to it, but it's also because of consistently building an immune system, because your immune system is what goes after the pollen. I mean, that's what it works out for. We have also in the shop, we still have plenty. So maybe I should say we don't have that many, just so you can get on it. Hi, Teresa. Good to see you on YouTube. Thanks for showing up. Mary Ann, I'm glad you're here. This right here is, this is our quote deck. Quote deck has all kinds of what we call cosmic 2x4s, quotes that change your mind and help change your life. It's everything. We need to be surrounded by people who hold us up, and we also need to have an environment that supports the success that we want. That's what the quote deck does. And we have these little stands just like this. We send them with the quote deck, and then you choose something that just just clicks right in with you. This one I have is old keys won't open new doors, because I need to remind myself of this all the time. We all do. This is a reminder of stepping into the life and the vibrant life that you want to have. When we step in, things start to sparkle and change. Don't you think so? Samantha says she loves her quote deck. I do too. It's everything. Hi, Elizabeth. I didn't read everything that was included. What are you talking about, Elizabeth? I can help you perhaps with that. We also have our hand wash only mindful mugs with all the things on it. Look at that. This is our first limited edition. You can see the one there, right? Ooh, right there. Wonderful for incredibly. I am amazing. Get it? And then on the back. Yeah, this is, what I always say is this is not a coffee mug. This is a mindful mug. If you want to understand what mindful mugs are, understand the psychology behind them, you got to go to savingdinner.com/mug to find out about it, and how to use this in your own system to support the life that you want to lead. It's just that simple, isn't it? I love this stuff. Hey, Lisa, I'm glad you're here. Good to see you. Also, we have coming on Saturday for you journal holders, you journal havers. We have our journal workshop this Saturday. Don't forget, this is the final one. For this quarter anyway, it's the final one. And I'm going to show you in there how to take your 12-week goals and drill them down to intentions so that you can get into the weeds every single day and actually do it. So what I do, and I'm going to show you, is I have this is my current book, and I'll just show you, like I haven't started, but those are in my book, in my journal, just my cheap journal where I write and I, bombard. Sometimes I go pages and pages and pages. Sometimes it's just quick, but every single day you write your goals out, and your goals are compacted down into affirmations. I teach you how to do this in the workshop, and we are moving the needle in our lives. Are we not? This is so exciting. This is the journal. It's beautiful. It's 12 weeks of following your dreams, for heaven's sakes, getting your life lit. Who's ready for that? Pinkies up. savingdinner.com/journal for that. And you will get an invitation immediately upon receipt. Seriously, when you order that, we send you a receipt and we give you an invitation to the workshop, and you'll get the replay and the whole 9 yards. And you'll also get the homework, which will help you get into the weeds and understanding what it is that you want and how to put it all together. I'm sorry, but this just makes me tingly. It makes me so excited. Can you imagine? Can you imagine making those kind of decisions and making that kind of a move in your life so that things start to change, right? That's what it's about. And we had Sarah yesterday, she said it was the most transformational workshop she's ever been to, which I really appreciated because, putting this whole thing together, I got the idea from reading a book, Brian Moran, The 12-Week Year, but it was all geared toward work people and entrepreneurs and all of that. And I thought, how do we go to this place? How do we connect the dots? How do we make those pathways in our brain? Came up with this, and I'm telling you, for me, this has been a needle mover. I've been working this program for a while, and it's just made a difference. So here's our, read that backwards and upside down, would you? Here's our quote of the week, which I think is fabulous. Almost every successful person begins with 2 beliefs. The future can be better than the present, and I have the power to make it so. Yay! Do you feel like you've got the power to make it so? Yes, you do. It's in there. And you know what? When we dig in and find out really who we are, what we're made of, and the strength that we never thought we had, we see ourselves in a whole different light. There is an up level to that kind of thinking that's beyond the pale. It's beyond anything we ever looked at. And we created a program called the Hot Melt 30. That's what's scrolling on the screen right here. That is starting on June 1st. This is exciting because this Hot Melt 30 is going to take all the things. It's not just one thing. It's going to take all the things. It's going to take you to a place to see, yes, you can do these things all at the same time. Yes, you do have the strength to do these things. And I'm not suggesting multitasking. Please, you know me better than that. Not at all. What I am suggesting, however, is that when we decide and we put everything out and we start placing them all together, we build the framework and we start putting the puzzle pieces down, oh, wow, things light up. We become different women. We step into that power and we dig it out of ourselves. That's what that's about. So you can check it out. But I mean, we're on fire about this, and the whole team, the dream team, of course, Jenny and Amber and I are all on it, all doing it. So we're pretty excited. Also, is Amber here? Is Amber in the house? Amber, would you like to make an announcement since you put it on Facebook already? Would you like to make that a little announcement? I'm not going to steal your thunder, sister, but you're among friends, and you've got a lot of ladies who are already friends of yours on Facebook. I just thought maybe go, Amber, go. Come on, Amber. Come on, you guys. Everybody, go, Amber, go. Put it in the comments. Let's get her going. Let's stir the pot. Amber, 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 Amber. She will. Hold on. Anyway, so you know all about everything that's going on, and I'm just absolutely delighted. This Saturday is the workshop from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern, okay? We're having a girl. Amber's having a girl. She's having a baby. Aren't you excited? I get teary. So we're going to have ourselves a new Saving Dinner fan. Isn't this exciting? Yeah, we're gonna decorate that baby, aren't we? So anyway, you are part of our lives, and also I just want to, I have been here collecting little donations that you guys have all been sending to Amber. She was just like, I didn't ask for that. I don't need this, but you're pushing back after their RV got flooded. And again, their RV is their home because they're a traveling family, and they're obviously, she'll tell the story, but everything's coming together. But the generosity and the kindness and the love and the care that this community has for each other really is unbelievably touching. And I just, Amber, they're moving around and what have you, and she's just, beyond. And we all are because we love each other. We haven't even met. and we consider each other family. And so for you to be such loves to our Amber, thank you. That's everything, isn't it? Because if we're not those people, then what are we? What's our thing? Isn't it so neat? Isn't this just such an incredible community? Everybody says that over and over again. We see this over and over again. I believe she's due in October, coming in October. Beautiful month. So, yes. Jerry's right. The youngest saving dinner girl. She'll be the healthiest because she's taught her mama how to be. Aw, that's so good. Anyway, we are so blessed to be together. And sorry for the big hoo-ha before we even get to the whole crux of the matter. This is C week after all. And this is the last of the C week for this week. There will be no show on Saturday because of the workshop. Okay. So just want you to know that Soulful Saturday will be back next Saturday. Okay. But we will have questions tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow's the big Q&A day. So today's the day to get them in. Send them into support@savingdinner.com. Question for Leanne on Friday, and I'll answer it tomorrow. Okay? Deal? Pinkies up. Yes. So this whole week we've talked about the letter C, just like Sesame Street, and I've been joking that Elmo needs to appear on the scene. Oh, I can't do an Elmo voice. I'm trying. It's not working very well. October 28th. Yes. But we've been talking about everything, and it brings us to the place of how do you calibrate all this? How do you calibrate conviction? How do you calibrate consistency? Or, any of the stuff that we've been talking about. And the thing that I just keep coming back to, that if we can calibrate a speedometer, if we can calibrate an oven, for example, did you know your oven needs to be calibrated because there could be hot spots all over it? I found that out the hard way from, baking or roasting a turkey. One side was all burnt on one side and the other side was almost uncooked because it was just uneven. And unevenness doesn't work for anything. It has to be calibrated so it's even. And we understand what calibration is. Calibration is dialing it in so that it's working for you. So calibration then, if we're looking at, the letter C, can we go to another C? Yeah, Leisha, you can Google. Actually, I would say go to YouTube. Go to YouTube and put calibrate an oven. It'll tell you exactly how to do it. That's how I learned how to do mine, by the way. But in my opinion, we have this ongoing need for calibration all the time, for calibration of our speedometer. I got out of a speeding ticket because of that. I'm not proud to say this is a long time ago, but that's what it is. And secondarily, the thing is with calibration, we have to look at what is it about? It's adjusting for accuracy at all times. We have to adjust for accuracy. If we don't adjust for accuracy, that's what planes do. When a plane takes off from New York to go to San Francisco, for example, it doesn't just set it and forget it. It's constantly calibrating and constantly shaving the course. There's a lot of dependent things. There's headwinds and tailwinds and other kinds of winds. Who knows? But it's constantly changing or whatever. If it just set it and forget it, they, could end up flying to San Diego instead of San Francisco. Same course, but this is what we need to do. We have to adjust for accuracy, not perfection, but accuracy. Because being accurate is excellent. It just is. It really helps. It helps us to get this thing done. And calibration is done so we can be confident. Remember that word? Confident, conviction, all that, with the results. This is why I'm always saying pencil, do it in pencil. When you do it in pencil, you get to erase it and you get to recalculating. Remember that lady on all the, whatever those little, navigation tools are that we don't need to use anymore because they're all built into the car. But I remember, I was in Europe and everything had a roundabout. This was in Ireland. And this is when it was in 2010 and I got sucked in and I was there for an extra, I don't know, 8 days because of the ash cloud. Remember all that? Yeah, GPS, that's the word. But there I was, and every time you went somewhere, there were all these bloody turnabout things, these big roundabouts, and if you missed it, the voice would come on, recalculating or recalibrating, and it was constant. Recalculating was the thing, and it was constant. It was just like, oh, how am I ever going to get this right? Because they had roundabouts that had like 8 different exits, and in 300 meters, in whatever, and you're just kind of going, oh, can we just speak English? So, Elizabeth said we were stationed in England for 6 months. So, yes. Hi, Emily. I'm glad you're here. Corliss, you too. But that's the whole deal. It gets massively confusing, and you have to keep going and keep going. And finally, you'll get there. Well, we were in Dublin at the time, and it was, I missed the Bushmills tour, missed going to, what is the name? Guinness, the beer tour, missed all of it because it was like a 2-hour process to get from here to there because the directions were so wonky and crazy. So for accuracy's sake, you have to calibrate. You have to constantly calibrate so that you can get from here to there in the shortest possible way. And when we do that, and we're loose with the term, and we're loose with, say, even our goals, and say, is that even in there? Or loose with our morning and evening rituals. Is it quite right? Or do I need a little bit of twisting and refining here? Because that's what a calibration is. It's a refinement. When we all need that. We all need that. They do this with pianos, Maybe they don't call it calibration. It's a tune. They go to get your piano tuned. But it's a fine adjustment, a little bit, just a little bit of, every step of the way. It's a fine adjustment. But in my opinion, this clarity is the byproduct, really, of this calibration. It helps to give us clarity. It helps us to see things a little bit better, a little sharper, the vision is clearer. And Socrates, as a matter of fact, this, he said, an unexamined life is not worth living. I think that's so good, because what an unexamined life is that we don't give credence, really, to this need to calibrate. We just expect that, oh, well, but I did my goals, I did this, and it's not working. Well, possibly it's not working because you need a little touch here and a little touch there and a little bit of here and a little bit of there. Those are the things that make the difference. Those are the needle movers, really. And those are the things oftentimes we don't put into context. Another C word, by the way. We don't put into context, and we throw the entire baby out with the bathwater. And that is so sad, isn't it? Isn't that so sad? Emily, you're trying to order the Hot Melt 30 and a new Take Back Your Life journal. Well, if you have a problem, send it into support@savingdinner.com and we'll help you out. Promise. Okay. So when the call to calibrate your convictions, which basically get translated into your goals and everything else that it is that you want to accomplish, with clarity, what does that mean? It means that it's asking us, so what are these goals really based on? What is your why? You've heard that one before. What is your why? But you know what? When we have our whys dialed in, boy, do they set. Have you ever felt that piercing in your heart, or that quickening in your spirit, where you feel a little butterfly-ish, or a little scared, or a little bit like, ooh, I don't know. That, you know what that is? That's clarity coming to the rescue. That's a calibration of sorts. That's something that's inside of you going, oh, but yes, you can. Oh, but this could be for you. So we have to look at this. How do these beliefs, these goals, this calibration, how does that propel us toward our goals? How does that propel us toward our purpose? So guess what? We have tools for that, don't we? We have amazing tools for that. If only we'd peek open that toolbox and get them out and start using them. You and I and every other person on this planet has a bridge to build from where we are here to where we want to go there, right? There's a gap in our lives. We all have them. Nobody's immune. Nobody's immune. Because if you're just settled in and you say, yeah, I don't have a gap, I'm just really happy with my life, then you've settled and you're not growing anymore. And I'm not saying to be disgruntled with your life. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying go for the next thing. Start growing. Start seeing what if. Can you imagine about certain areas of your life? Maybe there's something that's just kind of always been on that back burner. Maybe it's time to bring it out. Maybe this is the season of life for you. That's the thing that we look at. So once we ask that question, once we say, you know what, I am willing to build that bridge. I am willing to open my own toolbox and get out all these different things, all these different tools that can start building my bridge. Maybe you've started building it and stopped and it's just sitting there. Maybe you've never even conceptually thought of this bridge and this gap and all of that. But I think it's really helpful for us to see that in order to get from here to there, that all it requires, and believe me, when I say that, I'm not diminishing the work involved, but all it requires is a willingness to open the toolbox and to get busy. Because I'm going to tell you this, the tools you have, the building materials, they come in various forms. And it's up to you to be the designer, the architect, and the builder to make that bridge yours, uniquely yours. And isn't that something that we should all be celebrating? The uniqueness and the capabilities that we all have so that we can all become the vibrant women we want to. That's everything. That's all anybody wants in this lifetime. Nobody I know is just saying, well, what I want to do is just take up space and breathe and really not do much of anything because it's too hard and I just want to skate by and, nobody does that. We see ourselves as the unique women that we are, fearfully, wonderfully made, the apple of God's eye. But what we don't, maybe we do see that and maybe we don't. Maybe we don't understand that we're made on purpose and for purpose. But if we meditate on that, if we start meditating on that, really thinking it through, it's going to hit you like a 2x4. Serious, talk about a cosmic 2x4. And all of these things, and we start journaling about it, we start exploring this part of our psyche, of our beautiful selves, of who we are. We're going to see things pop into existence that weren't there before. We're going to see connections with other people who are doing the same thing that we are. We're going to start seeing and exploring a part of us, maybe that's been undiscoverable forever. But guess what? When we start living on purpose, our for purpose will start to show itself. We'll figure out what the purpose is because it's uniquely yours. And when we start with the calibration, we'll start getting better clarity. And we'll start getting rid of the comparisons. We'll start getting rid of, well, if she's doing it this way, why can't I do it that way? We'll start getting rid of all that stuff and start seeing our paths directly the way that we need to see them. It's really exciting because this is how we reflect on the beauty of who we all are. Beautiful souls. I mean, it's just really, it can be overwhelming if you really meditate on that. So we get all of this, right? So what's next, right? For living a life in your purpose? It's finding it, of course, and it's defining it, and then it's refining it. And that's part of the whole calibration thing. So how do we do it? Well, we start with casting a big net. We have to. And we ask great big questions of ourselves like, what am I supposed to do? What if I decided to start my own business? What if and fill in the blank on all of that. You have the whole world at your disposal. You have this incredible creative imagination given to you to use. And we stop ourselves just as we start to gather up the net and toss it out there because we think, too big, too bold, too whatever. But what if? Can you imagine? Just for a minute. And I believe that when we open that door and we understand that old keys don't open new doors. And we do it anyway, risking and asking big, impossible questions that maybe we've never asked ourselves before, that we are going to open up an expectation, open up our reticular activating system and start seeing little drips and drabs of what could possibly be. Little things start to show up, not the whole thing, not all at once, not like a knock at the door, hey, here I am, all your dreams answered. It's not going to work like that. But one little thing might happen, and then the next thing, and then the next thing. And you just keep asking the same questions, and you keep holding the faith that there is an answer to the why and the how and all of this. And it will come simply by calibrating. This feels good, this doesn't. This is a relationship I want. This is one I don't. This is what I want to do. This is what I don't want to do. And we start to get clear like that, then the things that you once thought were important, amazingly, start to fall away. And the things that you didn't see before, all of a sudden start to pop up and walk over that little bridge of yours to meet you on the other side of the gap. Fire! Lisa already threw down the fireball. Didn't even have to ask for a fireball. She threw it out. But isn't that how it is? Have you noticed that? I've done this like in dribs and drabs, if you will, my entire life, and I didn't even realize it. I didn't even realize it. And I mean, things that were big, including this house. And when we got this house, it made me look back, and suddenly I went, oh, the company car. I told that story yesterday. Oh, getting that job in the first place and asking for a big, a double the salary of what I was getting in the old place and getting it. All the things, how I put these things together in my life because I had the audacity to imagine, to calibrate, and to work on these things so that they would start to miraculously somehow show up in my life. And they did. The only part that I would say regret-wise is that I wasn't paying attention enough to realize this is a pattern. If you do this, you get that. It just, when you want something bad enough, boy, do you feel it. Has anyone ever felt like that? You want it so much inside, you're almost crying about it. You feel it, you emote it, you think about it, you write about it, you talk about it. This is how the reticular activating system goes, okay, here you go look, there it is. So this is a little bit of work though. This is something that requires you to get into the weeds of what it is that you really and truly want. To be bold enough to ask those kind of questions, and then be smart enough, right, to come back and recognize the need to calibrate constantly, a little bit here and a little bit there. Not because you're trying to get it perfect, but you're trying to get it excellent. You're trying to make it flow for you. We all have to customize our lives, every single one of us, because not a one of us is cut from the same cloth. We're not. We might have some similarities or whatever, but honestly, you know what the carousel of crazy is? Doing the same thing for all the people. We're not clones. We can't. And that's how we get on the carousel of crazy. We think, oh, well, we got to drop this and add that and just, do everything that everybody else is doing. And it doesn't work, It's just the same old up and down and around going nowhere. And yes, you are, Jennifer. In 90 days, she said she's going to celebrate her achievements. Of course you are. And we're going to celebrate it heartily with you. We're going to celebrate everybody. Because if you are off the carousel of crazy and you've made that decision, then you're going to get into the weeds with these 12-week goals and get what you want, for heaven's sakes. Don't you think it's time? This is all I wanted to speak about today, is just this whole idea of calibrating. Because the whole thing is just a matter of refining and making it yours. A customized plan just for you. It's going to look different than mine. I'm going to share, I'm going to help, I'm going to do everything in my power to help you see your power. That's what this is about. You have an amazing life ahead of you. Don't you agree? Don't you? You have an amazing life ahead of you if you make a decision that you do. And I am hoping with all of my heart that you make that decision. And I'm hoping with all of my heart that even if you haven't bought the journal and I can't get it to you in time on Saturday, that you say, I don't care, I'm in. I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of this rising tide. I want to be part of those boats going up. I want all of this. All of this. I hope so. Because at the end of our lives, we don't have an opportunity to say, oh, do over. We don't. And, I'll pull out an old saw. You remember, life is not a dress rehearsal. You get this one shot, y'all. One shot. How would you like to set yourself up for the rest of your life and get what you want? Challenge yourself. Do the Hot Melt 30 with us. Get into the thing. Get into the journal. Take back your life journal. Why don't you do this? Do you believe in yourself? And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to hold space for you if you don't. It's okay. But have the guts to step up. Have the guts to say, you know what? Why not? What do I have to lose? I'm going to tell you right now, nothing. You have everything to gain. And that's why we talked about calibration today. Because the refinement of what you do is going to show up in your life. And it's going to make your path so much easier. It's going to make it so much better. This is what we get to do together. And I'll tell you, having this community, it's everything. Without community, we are just these lone wolves all by ourselves, and it's hard. It's hard. But we can be with a community of like-minded women who love us up, support us and encourage us, and keep going if we choose to. That's what I'm inviting you to do right now. Get your journal, get the Hot Melt 30, and let's do it. Don't you think it's time? We're middle of the year, pretty much. And yeah, there's a lot of things coming up, and we've got one more Memorial Day holiday, but the entire month of June, we are all about the Hot Melt 30, challenging ourselves and going the next level. And if you compound that with the Take Back Your Life journal, girlfriend, you're fire. That's all. You are fire. You've got your path. You've got everything written out. You've got your framework. It's all about that. Like that. Exactly. Hashtag Hot Melt 30. You got your invitation. So I hope you RSVP yes. savingdinner.com/journal and savingdinner.com/30. Those are the things. Hope to see you in both. Got it? Thanks for joining me today. It was fun. I will see you tomorrow for Q&A, and then Saturday, I'll see you for the workshop. Peace be with you. Bye.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.